the pants. I like the pants.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it. I just want to ask you about the championship expectation. We talked about it all of last season, and especially with each back, just how much have you emphasized that championship expectation going into this season?
I mean, this is a championship organization. This is one of the winningest franchises in the history of the league and one of the original franchises. So every year we're striving for a championship. We talk about it every year.
To Diana's point, a couple of days ago, she also said, if you look too far ahead, you might stumble.
Sure.
How have you been able to take that brick by brick approach?
Well, I would imagine that many teams make the goal of winning a championship, but that doesn't matter. That's just words. It's what you do every day, right? So putting in the work, stacking those days of work, trying to win in everything we do. And it's what we do that will lead to that. It's not making that goal.
Hey, Coach, get down tonight. That's we did. Wanted to ask you just about Brittany Brown as far as having her return into practice and seeing her every day. What has that really, have you noticed that's changed as far as the morale, the energy, things like that?
Well, BG is just a light of energy. You've seen her smile, and she brings that infectious energy to our team. She loves basketball. She loves her teammates. And you wouldn't know all the things that had happened in her past over the last year. She's come in ready to work, really focused, really coachable, and her positive energy has really helped our team.
Back off of that, she is a ball of energy, but we all know with mental health it comes
Yeah.
in waves. Are you guys prepared to really circle around her and give her whatever she needs, even if that's time off, if she has a low moment?
Absolutely. You know, many people would have come back from the experience she went through and not even wanted to play basketball anymore or do anything. And so we're here to support her. Whatever she's able to bring to us, we'll take it. But we're a family. You know how much we missed her last year, and having her back, we want to support her for whatever she needs this year.
Really off the bias sports is so obviously the pace of play has been emphasized, especially with someone like Mariah Jefferson coming in. How would that's been with that pace and trying to incorporate everything together with the veteran vets?
I think the vets like it. You know, I think having that youth around our more seasoned players is been a really good mix. And so I think that that change of pace is going to be really positive for us.
Coach, some of your key players are older or more seasoned.
More seasoned. That's what we say around here. More seasoned.
Never think anybody's going to get injured, but obviously the longer you play, the more cancer that. How do you get that balance? You do different rotations, do different things to make sure everyone's ready. How do you prepare for that day?
Yeah, so I think in our world, we call that load management, right? And so there's actually a lot of tech that's involved in that now, which is really exciting. But, you know, we have to be aware of our veteran players. They also probably don't need to do a lot of reps of traditional drills that maybe some of the younger players need to do. So just making sure we're managing that, and through the season, making sure our seasoned players are taking care of our bodies, and then our younger players are getting lots of reps so they're up to speed for when they need to step in. So one of our emphasis this year, and we've added some staff and additional player development coach so that we can develop the end of our bench to be more robust and more prepared to step in and assist when we need those extra minutes. I mean, you know, it's for me, a year in, you know, I didn't know what I didn't know. As a new coach, last year was a very unique training session for me with many unique situations. But I think coming in as a staff, much more prepared, much more organized in all the preparation we do for our team. But the energy is just great. You know, BG's absence hung over our team all of last year, and her return just brings that great light and breath of fresh air and new energy and an ability to focus in a way that we weren't able to do last year. So the first 3 days, only been 3 days. So also in my second year, I don't get too excited about the first 3 days. You know, it's a long season. So first 3 days have been good, but we got to have another good day tomorrow. No, I was not surprised. Nothing about Dee's commitment to the game of basketball surprises me. She's a master of her craft, and she just loves her craft. Like you're seeing a great artist do their art every day. And so I think she just loves it. I know it's an honor to get to coach her, and you know, I think she should play as long as she wants to play, and if that's, you know, 10 more years, why not? Right? I mean, science doubles and increases in understanding every 7 years, right? Okay. Okay. Um, what's a DJ's favorite pasta sauce? Murner? Stop. Okay. Sorry. I love the stop it. That's what I like. Thank you.
From your first year, but obviously it was a very unique year, but what are some of those lessons that now you're carrying with you going?
Well, I think just knowing, preparing for the season differently, organizing differently. I'm super fortunate, my staff's super fortunate with our affiliation with the Suns. I mean, I got to sit in on the Suns training camp. I got to see everything that they do. I had their coaches are right there to answer our questions. Our video coordinators are right there to answer our questions. So as we prepare for this season, being able to have that as a resource and having the long off season, that's a lot of time to think and a lot of time to reevaluate. It's not just X's and O's, but it's other things in terms of my leadership style that I feel like I've grown. And I hope I'm not the coach that coached last year. I want to be a better coach this year. And just as hard as my players work, I want to work harder. And so I just think there can't be one area that I improve. I got to improve in all areas. So I'm hopeful for that, but it's a day by day thing.
Not get everything early, but make it even out.
I think it's the discussion with her, just understanding, you know, that load management that we talked about. And I know that definitely she wants to play when the games matter the most. And we know that's at the end of the season. And so keeping that in mind, we always try to begin with the end in mind. And with that end in mind, she knows as a seasoned player how to be smart about it, and just she knows her body better than any doctor or anybody. So just working closely with her where she's feeling every day, and making sure she's ready for our games. We have a lot of games where we have like 4 games in 8 days and things like that. So just making sure that we're smart about how we manage that.
Yeah, we talked a lot about how the league is growing. For you personally, what are some of the things that you've seen that you're really proud of?
I mean, the league, I just think back to I was drafted in the second year of the league. I was telling our players, I used to do my laundry at training camp. So, you know, that's like a lot different, but just the visibility of the league, you know, watching the NBA playoffs and seeing so many of our WNBA players in commercials, like that's a big change. That's going to increase our visibility across the league. But the level of play and the skill of the players, the athleticism of the players, like there's no way I could play in this WNBA. So I'm just constantly impressed by that, and just more and more people coming out and experiencing it and seeing what's so great about our league. You know, we have so much to offer. We're right on the edge of it, and I just hope more people come out and see us this year.
We're gonna go to some questions on Zoom. Jesse Morrison, the next.
Oh.
It's still very early training campus. We do have players back and BG not being here last year. Can you talk about maybe role changing, what Sophia looks like, what Breezy looks like, and playing difficult this year than BG was?
Sure.
Even though it's very good.
Well, obviously the situation last year was something that was terrible, but in some ways it elevated those two players in particular, their game. They had to do so much more last year, and so their game grew. And now with BG coming back, it's like BG remembers Sophie as this player and Breezy as this player, and she comes back and like, whoa, wow, look at all these new things they can do. That being said, too, passing it to BG, having that inside presence. Last year when we set a pick and a roll, some of the other teams didn't pay as much attention on that role. You can't not pay attention now. You can't switch as much. So just getting them familiar, also playing with BG, with Mariah Jefferson too. I was just talking to her yesterday. She's like, oh, I got to work on my timing with that, trying to get that pass right where BG wants it. So there'll be a little bit of those things. But I think that the returning players coming back that have played with BG, they've only added to their games. I don't know if I can pick one thing. You know, just you got to put your head down and work. You know, just focus on the work, just lean into that. And that's my job, is to prepare the team. And so I just work as hard as I can, organize my staff, and do everything I can to have the team prepared. And there's a lot of distractions. There were a lot of things last year I was like, that were new to me. So maybe distracted me, but now I'm solely focused on this team and helping them win.
Okay, let's try this again, Jesse.
Hi, Coach. I just wanted to first off ask about the rookies that have come in, Destiny and Caddy, and just what do they both bring to the table, and what are the chances that they make the team?
Yeah, I mean, both of them have been great in camp. They're both very versatile and have a lot of speed and quickness and athleticism that I think really helps us. Caddy in particular has been doing a great job for us. Her length and her ability to guard multiple positions has been fantastic. And with Destiny, she has just great energy. She's a wonderful person and just has great energy and has worked really, really hard. So it's too early for me to say where they would be in terms of making our team, but I think they're both definitely pro players.
Okay, we're going to go to Blake Silverman, Winsider.
Hi, Coach. Sort of piggybacking off Jesse's question, actually, what have you seen from some of the new additions like Mariah and Michaela? I know it's early, but what has the addition to them been like in camp, and how do you see them impacting the roster this upcoming season?
Well, Michaela's not here yet, but Mariah has been here, and Mariah has been great. She's just a pleasure to coach. Holds herself to an extremely high standards, but is very understanding of her teammates. She has natural leadership capabilities, and she just gets along with everybody. She's a great team player, but her skill also speaks for itself. She's a great spot 3-point shooter, and has the speed and quickness to get by a ton of players in our league, as well as defend multiple positions. So we think her versatility will really help us, and will kind of continue to amplify our spread offense that we kind of developed through last season.
We'll go to Maggie Hendricks, Valley Sports.
Hi, Vanessa. I'm curious about Sophie Cunningham's role this season, and if you could just kind of comment on how you've seen her grow even since the beginning of last season.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Sophie was a contender for most improved player last year, and I think has just continued to build on that. She's been in Phoenix for the off season and been really dedicated to her game, not just her skills, but her strength and conditioning, and is extremely motivated to have a big year this year. So I think adding more versatility to what she already brought, which is already a very versatile player. But also, you know, Sophie's a dog. Like, she's our dog. Like, she's gonna go, and you can't ever forget that part of her game. We just want her to keep that while she also adds to her game. But she also has lots of reps with D and BG, and I think that's really going to help us as well.
Last question will be PJ Brown.
Hi, Coach. I hope you're doing well. Forgive me for my laryngitis, but I have to ask what you're seeing from Sam Thomas.
Yeah.
She spent an off season in Italy. She came back early to work, and I'd like to hear how she's improved over last season.
That's a great question. Yeah, Sam definitely improved going over and putting in that work overseas in Italy. You know, I think it's a personal growth challenge when first year you play overseas, but also we see improvement in her game, especially at the defensive end. She was always a very good system defensive player, but she's not going for a lot of the fakes and things that she kind of went for last year. And so she'll be a more complete defensive piece within the system. And she's still a great 3-point shooter. So really happy with her improvement and her work in the offseason, and feel like she could be a good addition for our squad as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. That's it. Thank y'all.